हेलो एवरीवन, कैसे हैं आप? वेलकम टू MJ's Maths and Stats. That's MJ Magic Studio to you in WIPRO series, and this time we have few questions on verbal reasoning. As we know that one of the section in our cons for WIPRO elite examination is logical reasoning, where 14 question would be asked, which we need to cater in 14 minutes. So it's like 14Q in 14M. And direction sense question should be there. Yes, you will find a question from direction sense. So how we will do this today is we will talk a little bit about different aspects, detailed concepts of direction sense related to direction sense, and then we'll take up few questions being asked in different examination in previous years of WIPRO. So let's start now. So first thing first, direction. Actually, what do we mean by direction? Direction is the measurement of position of the object with respect to another object, and displacement is the minimum distance between the starting point and final point of an object. So we regularly find question related to direction and displacement. So in this particular section, we will deal with questions in which a successive follow-up of directions is formulated, and as a candidate, we are required to ascertain the final distance or the distance between 2 points. Let's get familiarized with a few things first. What do we mean by main directions? There are 4 main directions. We know that: east, west, south, and north, or we can call it NEWS, news: north, east, west, south. So north is up, south, east, and west. These are the 4 main directions. Okay, so one thing, from the east we will have what we call is sunrise, and in the west we will have sunset. As far as movement are concerned, if we are facing toward north, right means right and left means left. But when we are facing south, moving towards your right means left, and moving towards your left means actually you are moving towards your right when you are facing towards south, isn't it? When you are facing towards east, right would be towards the south and left movement would be towards the north. And when facing north, left is towards south and right is towards left. So these are the few basic things which we should know. These are main direction. Main direction, we have 4 main direction, and movement of left, right whenever we are facing that particular direction. And sun, yes, an important questions also asked on suns and shadow, where the shadow would be. So it rises in the east and sets in the west. Okay, next is like cardinal directions. The direction between 2 main directions is called cardinal directions or sub-directions. So we have these 4 main directions: north, south, east, and west. And the angle between these main directions are 90 degree. Okay, cardinal directions are direction between these 2 main directions. So between means obviously they would be making how much? 45 degrees with the main directions. Okay, so we have 4 sub directions. This is northeast, northwest, southwest in the third quadrant, and in the fourth quadrant of the graph it would be southeast. And the angle between two coordinate direction is 90 degree, but angle between one coordinate direction or cardinal direction and the main direction is 45 degrees. So angle formed between two main directions, that is northeast, northwest, southeast, southwest, is 90 degree, and angle formed between a cardinal direction and a main direction is 45 degrees. Angle of movement. For solving question based on angle of movement, actually it is necessary to know the rotation first of all. Like movement towards the right. If you are moving towards the right, movement towards the right is like clockwise movement, called CWM, clockwise movement. If you are moving towards right from this direction, it is clockwise movement. And with, if this is a main 0 degree line, 45, 90, and hence when we reach back to our original position, we have covered 360 degrees. Total obviously 360 degree in moving right and coming back to your own position. And movement towards the left is anti-clockwise or anti-clockwise. ACWM, maybe like ACW. Moving towards the left, again reaching back, we would be covering 360 degrees. So it's like from 0 to 45, then 90, one main angle covered, then 135, 180, we are just adding on 45, 225, 270 to 315 degrees and back to 360 degrees. So one full rotation means covering up 360 degrees. So question on angle of movements are regularly asked, that a person moved to left and covered something like 2000 degrees, then in which direction he or she is like heading, or something like that. So with, if it is like 360 into 5 times would be how much? 1800. Okay, so if it is giving that a person have moved towards left 2025 degrees, and you know that 1800 means that coming back to your original position, 365 times, then minus 1800 will give what? 225 degrees. So 225 degrees is like 1, 2, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sub cardinal direction movement on left hand side. So this is 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, and now it is 5, so this is 225 degrees. So you are facing towards what? It is south and it is east. So these kind of questions are asked based on angle of movements. Okay, let's talk about shadows. Shadow at the time of sunrise, maybe first. Let's start with time of sunrise. So in the morning, sun rises in the east. Okay, so sun is here, east, and if these are the direction, we know that east, west, north, south. And if a person is there like this, his shadow should be falling where? Towards the west. So in the morning, sun rises in the east, the shadow of any person or object will fall obviously in the west. And similarly, at the time of sunset, in the evening when the sun sets at west, and it's like sun setting. Let me draw sunset. in the west, then shadow of this person would be, yes, where? Towards the east. So sunset shadow would be towards east and sunrise shadow would be towards west. So in the evening when the sun set in the west, so in the evening when the sun set in the west, the shadow of a person or an object falls in the east, just for the records. Okay, so we need to talk about this also, short distance or the total displacement. What do you mean by these two words basically? And suppose we have an initial position and we have a final position. The straight line joining the initial position and the final position would be the shortest distance between these 2 points. But if we have a movement like from initial position, it moves to A and then it moves to B, then to C, then to D, and then reaches the final position. The sum total of these lengths is the displacement. So please mark these two words. Whenever the distance is at, what is the distance between initial position and final position? Actually, they are looking out for the shortest distance between these 2 points. Whether they have mentioned it, you need to find the shortest distance or not. We are supposed to find the shortest distance whenever distance between 2 points is asked. But if it is asked that what is the total displacement, then the entire track length need to be calculated. Normally we use Pythagoras theorems to calculate these lengths because many times movements are in left-right way, which gives us the sense of 90 degree, and Pythagoras theorem obviously will help us out in calculating the distances. We know the Pythagoras theorem, isn't it? If it is like ABC, angle B is 90 degree, then AC square is equals to AB square plus BC square. Okay, so based on these few things, that what do we actually mean by main directions, cardinal direction, the angle between them, the movement of angles, angle of movements, shadow at the time of sunrise and the sunset, shortest distance and the total displacements. These all were the gears, weapons which we required to solve questions on direction sense. So let's start with few questions. I'll give you some time, you try it out yourself and then you come back quickly and we will see how we can solve these things. So be ready now. I hope you must have solved this by now. Let's see how we can do this and what's the correct answer for this. Alan started walking from a point P towards north. And walked 30 meters. He reached this point. He then turned left and walked 40 meters. Left means left when we are heading towards north. And reached point Q. At what minimum straight line distance and in which direction is the point Q from P? Minimum distance between P and Q. Minimum distance between P and Q. We can see that we have a like right angle triangle now, and PQ would be simply root over 30 square plus 40 square, 900 plus 1600, 2500, that is 50, or else 3, 4, 5 are the Pythagorean triplet. That will also help you out. 3, 4, 5, so it should be 30, 40, 50. Straight away it is 50, so either it is option B or option D. Now in which direction he is? He started from this direction, and you started from this direction. You can make coordinates here itself. Draw coordinate here itself, and then it would be easy for you to visualize. Actually, you are, or ln is, where ln is from the starting point, and in which direction is q from p. It is north, okay, and west. This cardinal direction is northwest. You know that. This one is northeast. So point Q is 50 meter. The minimum straight distance from P to point Q is 50 meter. And in which direction? Northwest. Option D is the best fit. So this time we have Anna. Anna starts from point X and walks 5 kilometer west. We know our main direction: north, south, east, west, and walk towards west for how long? 5 kilometer. She then turns left. Turns left looking at west direction means moving towards south, and walks 2 kilometers. She turns left again looking towards south, and moving towards left means moving towards our right, as I am sitting and trying to solve this. Another 7 kilometers. So 5 and this will be 2. So this is 7 kilometers. In which direction is Anna with respect to the point X? So with respect to point X, if we draw our main directions, the final point is towards our cardinal direction, that is south east. Option C fits in. Okay, now we have Deepti walking. Deepti walks 20 meters towards west. West 20 meters. Takes a right turn, that means heading towards north 40. All these lengths are not to scale, don't mind. She then takes a left turn again and walks 20. Left walks 20. Now in which direction and how far is she from the starting point? So this was the starting point. Let me mark this as S, and this is end point E. So if we have the main direction at point S, this is the shortest distance between S and E which we are looking out for. Now shall we try and make a right angle triangle with these set of diagram? So let it be P. EP would be 40. It's quite visible. It is 40. The movement from this point, the first yellow dot to the second yellow dot, is 40. That's what is parallel. It should be 40. Distance between P and the first yellow dot is 20, and this was 20 actually. So what we have? We have a right angle triangle with base as 40 and perpendicular also as 40. So the shortest distance ES equals to 40 root 2. How? It's if it is A, then hypotenuse is root over A square plus A square, which is actually A root 2. So it's come naturally. When it is an isosceles right angle triangle, the length of hypotenuse is always A root 2. So ES is 40 root 2 meters. That would be the shortest distance between the end point and the starting point. And it is in which direction? The cardinal direction this time is northwest. So direction wise northwest, and distance, shortest distance is 40 root 2. So we have 40 root 2 meters towards northwest. Option C fits in. Okay, this time Alan starts from a point P. Line diagram always helps, isn't it? And drives 10 miles in the north direction. 10 towards the north. He then turns right and drives for 10 miles more. Right, 10 miles. He then takes a left turn. Left turn means again moving towards north and drives 5 miles further. This would be 5. In which direction is he with respect to the starting point? We know the drill for this. It's simply, let's have the main direction at the main point. This is the final point. So this is the cardinal direction, north, east. Option A. Alan again. Alan started from point A, let it be point A, and walked 40 meters south. 40. From here, he took a left turn. Left turn means my right. And walked 20 meters. Now he's heading towards east. Now he walked 20 meters towards south and turns right to walk another 20 meters. Now he walked 20 meters south. South again. And turn right, that means towards my left, and walk another 20 meters. I think he's back to his straight line position, isn't it? All 20s. Finally, he took a left turn, okay, and walked 40 meters before he stopped. Again, from left means moving towards south. So this is 40. In which direction is he from the starting point and how far? This is the starting point A, and we have the main directions at A. And when we draw this final point F is towards the south in the main directions. And the distance A to B is 40. The shortest distance we are looking out for. B to C is 20, so it is 40 plus 20 on the straight line, and C to F is 40 again, so it is 100 meters. So it should be 100 meters south. Option B fits in. So Alan this time, where he is? Alan starts walking towards south. After walking 15, so this is Alan and walking towards south. After walking 15 meters, he turns to his left. To his left means to my right now, because he is facing south, and walks 15 meters. So this is 15 again, and this is E. He again turns to his left and walks 15 meters. Means moving towards north, 15. This is N. How far is he from his original position and in which direction? So, as we have this drill, let me have the main direction at A. Then, where is the final position at point N, which lies on this particular line, which is moving towards what? East. So, in which direction he is? He is in direction east. And how far he is from the original position? The distance between A and N, we can see that ASEN is a square, 15, 15, 15. It should also be 15. So it should be 15 meter east. 15 meters south, 30, 15 north. Okay, none of the above. Actual answer is 15 meter east. Let me resume. Okay, Ellen, this time where you are lost, Ellen? Let's see where you are this time. Ellen walks towards north. Okay, Ellen is here, north from his house, and walks 16 kilometers. Ellen north 16. He then turns to his left. Left means towards west, and walks 8 kilometers. So this is 8 kilometers walking towards west. He turns left again, and after walking another 32 kilometers left means walking towards the south now. 16 done. Let's have 16 more. This is south, so this is 32. He turns to his left and walks another 8 kilometers. Now when he's heading towards south, now he's taken left. That means now it's moving towards east. Okay, left means my right when I'm solving this, and that is how much? 8 kilometers. 8 kilometers east. Okay, so this 8 matches with this 8. If I complete it, it becomes a rectangle, isn't it? This should also be 32. So these all are 90 degrees. We know that. So this length AE should be 32 minus 16, that is 16. Now what is the question? Question is, how far is Alan from his house? AE. We need the distance AE. AE is 16 kilometers. Option D. Now again, Deepti have lost somewhere. Deepti walks 20 meter in the east. Deepti is here. D. East is here. E. So 20 meters. Takes a right turn. Heading toward east and then taking right turn means moving towards south, and walks 20 meters. Let me mark it S 20. She turns to her right when you are heading towards south and you need to move towards right. You are actually moving towards my left now. Her right, and walks 10 meters. So this is SR 10. And turns to her left again and walks 30 meters. Left means moving towards more south now. More south. MS, that is 30. She again turns to her right and walks 30. So this would be completing 10 and then more 20. So moving towards west now. This is how much? 30. So in which direction is she? Let us have the main direction at point D. D is the point from where she started, isn't it? Deepti walks 20 meters towards the D, and we are looking out for this DW. So it is which direction? It is in south west. Option B fits in. But if in case they ask you what is the distance between initial position and final position, then can we find this? Yes, let's see. Can we have these values? This is D. D is the starting point, and this was the W. That is the end point. We need maybe like 1 point S. So how much is this? This is 20 and then 20, 10. So this coverage would be 10. This is 10. So this is 20. So we have this as W20. And DS would be 20 plus 30, that is 50. So DW would be 400 plus 2500, that would be root 2900 or 10 root 29 meter. If the distance between initial point and final position is asked. So the direction is asked, answer is southwest. And the shortest distance is asked, then answer is 10 root 29 meter. And if total displacement is asked, then it is just you need to add up how much she moves. She moves 20 first, then again 20, 40, then 10 is 50, then 30 is 80, and then again 30 is 110. So total displacement is 110 meter. Shortest distance is 10 root 29, and now the final position is southwest from the initial position. So these are the three basic questions which can develop around this particular piece of information. So let's see who is moving around now. Going 45 meters towards south of her house, Ankita. Okay, Ankita is here. She goes 45 meters towards south of her house. South 45. Ankita turns left and goes another 20 meters. Left means moving towards West Bengal. That is east 20. She turns north and goes 30 meters. 30 meters north. And then starts walking towards her house. Her house is actually here. How far is she from the starting point, and in which direction is she walking now? Okay. Please make this thing very clear. In which direction is she walking now? She's walking in this direction. So now when I'll draw the main direction points, I'll draw from the final position. Final position. Because the question asked is, in which direction is she walking now? She is walking in, now this is north and this is Gujarat west. She is walking in northwest direction. And how far is she from the starting point? For that we can take help of this particular right angle triangle, isn't it? So in this particular right angle triangle, this distance n dash, and this is a, n dash is 20. We can see that it's a rectangle now. So this AS was 45 and NE is 30. So A N dash would be 45 minus 30. That is 15. So it is 3, 4, 5 into 5, 25. We can make out with the triplet ratios also. 3 is to 4 is to 5 is the triplet ratio. 9 plus 16 is 25. Or AN is 15 square plus 20 square. Please solve it if you are not comfortable with ratios. 225 plus 400 is root over 625. That will give us 25. So AN is the distance, the shortest distance between these 2 points is 25 meters, and the direction in which she is walking now is northwest. So option B fits in. So we have Ellen back to business again. Ellen walks 60 meters towards south. Ellen walking 60 meters towards south. Takes a left turn, that means towards my right, and walk 20. That is West Bengal. He again takes a left turn, that means moving towards the north, and walk 60. Again in the same line, I guess. How far and in which direction is he from the starting point? From the starting point, we'll make main directions on the starting point. He is towards West Bengal, that is towards east. And ANES is a rectangle, as we can see. So AN would be 20. So answers would be 20 meters east. 20 meter east, option A. Let's solve this up. Alan, yes, Mr. Allen started from point X. We have this point X, okay, and walks straight 5 kilometer in west. West means towards Gujarat. Gujarat west is 5 kilometers. Then turns left. Left means towards south and walked straight 2 kilometers. South 2 kilometers. And again turn left when heading towards south, and moving towards left means to the right when I'm solving this, and walked 7 kilometers straight. So 5 covered here and 2 more, inching towards West Bengal, that is east. So let me write this as 5 and this is 2 to help me out. How far and in which direction is he from the initial position? X was the initial position. So we'll draw main direction at initial position. If I join XE, it is where? It is towards south east. Okay, southeast direction. He is there from the initial position. And how far? We can see if I make it P, XP. XP is equivalent to WS, that is 2, and PE is 2 initially. So XE would be 2 root 2. We know in an isosceles triangle, hypotenuse is A root 2. So it should be 2 root 2 kilometer, units is kilometers, southeast. 2 root 2 kilometers southeast is option B. Deepti runs 3 miles in the north direction from a point Q. Q is starting point, north direction N, 3 miles. After which she turns right, to my right, and runs 2 more miles towards West Bengal, east. She again turns right, that means down south, and runs 3 miles to reach the playing ground. Playing ground is in south, 3 miles again. In which direction is the playing ground situated with respect to Deepti's starting point? Since the reference is with the starting point, shall we have this main direction at the starting point Q? Where is S? S is towards West Bengal, that is east of the starting point. It is towards the east of the starting point. Here few symbols and their respective meanings is given. X and Y means what? Hash, dollar sign and asterisk. If Q is facing north, Q is facing towards north, this is our Q, and Q and B, Q and B means B. B is at 1 meter to the south of Q. B is at 1 meter to the south of Q. Here we have B. This is 1 meter. And then B asterisk P is P here and B here. P is at 1 meter to the west of B. West of B. Here we have this P. Again 1 meter. Then P is in which direction with respect to Q? We need main directions at Q, and we are looking out for direction of QP. The point P with respect to Q, it should be south towards Gujarat, that is west. Southwest, option C fits in. A child was looking for his father. A child is there. He went 90 meters towards east. Before turning to his right, right means towards the south now. Then he went 20 meter before turning to his right again. Now moving towards south and right means towards the left. At his uncle's place 30 meter from this point. 30 uncle's place 30 meter. His father was not there. Then he went 100 meter to the north before meeting his father in a street. 100 meters, so here it would be 20. North, there should be 80. Let's do like this. And this is the meeting point with father. How far from the starting point did the son meet his father? So we need this distance CN, and we can see we have this right angle triangle to help us out. Let's this be O. Then NO is 80. We are done with this. Total CE is 90 and US is 30. So OE is also 30. CO is 90 minus 30, that is 60. So we have 60, 80, bingo. We have 3:4:5. That should be 5 into 20, that is 100. 3:4:5 is the triplet ratio. These all are in the ratio 3:4. It should be 100. Or simply distance is 60 square plus 80 square. 3600 plus 6400, add up square root, that will give 100 meters. So how far from the starting point did the son meet his father? 100 meter, option B. A shopper in a mart loads his trolley and walks 30 meter through an alley which is going south. Let shopper is RLNA, moving south 30 meters. Then he turns to his left and walks 10 meter. Moving towards the south and then left means right 10 meters. That means heading towards West Bengal. Then he turns north and walks another 10. North 10. He turns west and walk 45. West and 45. So this will be the coverage of 10, 45. That means this will be coverage of 35. So he's here now. West means towards Gujarat, W. And he turns north and walks 20. North again and walks 20. That is the end point. Let it be E. Okay. Where is he now with reference to his starting position? This is the starting position. We will have main direction here. Okay, so we can see that E is on the same line with A and towards Gujarat, that is west. So end point is towards west of the starting point, and EA S dash W is a rectangle. We can see that. So WS dash should be equals to AE. So that is 35. We have marked it initially itself. It should be 35 meter. So it should be 35 meter west. Yes, option A fits in. So thank you everyone for participating. This was Mohit Jain from MJ's Maths and Stats. That's MJ Magic Studio to you. You have our telegram number, email address. Please do connect us, do contact us for any questions or concern. Please subscribe to the channel MJ's Maths and Stats, MJ Magic Studio. And this is the WIPRO series. These questions you might find in WIPRO examinations. And we are coming up with the 2 mock tests very soon, so stay connected with us. And we'll have one sample question paper coming up for 16 questions, 16-minute sample question paper. And after that, 2 mock tests coming up for WIPRO, where if possible, try to complete that particular mock test in the given time and then look out for the solution. So I'll see you soon. I'll see you very, very, very soon. Thank you for participating. Stay well and God bless. And yes. One thing you should remember, isn't it? What at MJ Magic Studio, what happens? Yes, it's correct. Magic happens.